Love that FaZe Clan emoji. To reach the masses, you gotta phrase it in their terms. Nah, man. I'm sick of the masses, honestly. I think the masses, they need to wait for once. Physics type wordplay. Know what I'm talking about? Not really? That's fine. Mass, wait. I am, okay, now I'm getting on a high horse for no reason, but it was just FaZe Clan emojis in chat, so I didn't have anything to riff on. I do get annoyed. It's like, dude, it's like the shortcut to recreating the streamer known as Northern Lion is basically this. If there's something in chat to riff on it. If not, pretend that something insanely small is actually the sole cause of everything wrong in society. I'm sick to death of like the idea that we have to tailor things for the masses. You can't write a complicated movie. You just gotta write something. People will never see it, man. You can't. I don't know where I'm going with this. But like at some point, I feel like back when I was a kid, when everything was better, we used to like admonish people for being stupid. We'd be like, you should try to get like a little bit smarter instead of being proud of your stupidity. But now, like a lot of smart people I know are like, well, you can't do that. People are too stupid for that. Well, fuck them. When they stop crashing into people because they're looking at TikTok while they're driving, I'll start building some shit for them, okay? For now, we're making cerebral content for cerebral people. Like flipping a coin and seeing how long it takes to get fucking 10 heads in a row. At 25%. Yeah, because I don't think I'm ready for 20 yet. I don't think I'm ready for 20. Whole country of people with 130 IQ sounds very miserable. Yeah, it'd be miserable for a beast like me, and I have nobody to talk to at my level. I'd be bringing up some really advanced 135 IQ shit. All the people with 130 IQ would be like, I like to eat donuts. I like to eat food. And I would be like, you wouldn't understand the type of shit that I'm on. You wouldn't oh, you like donuts? Have you ever had a fucking croissant? What's that? You know what? You're not ready. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that yet. Sorry, you're not ready for that. Okay. They're not ready for an advanced pastry like that. Oh, that would have been big. I wanted it on that one. I gotta admit, I got shackled to earthly pleasures on that one. I was already predicting what I was going to do after the fourth head, and I was thinking of going for 5. What's the most advanced pastry? I'm sorry. Those of you who love viennoiseries, is that how you say it? They're gonna hate this every time. And I know I've said this every day for the last 5 years. You go to the bakery. They got croissant, they got pain au chocolat, they've got like a ham and cheese croissant, and then they got a bunch of shit I've never seen anybody order. They got the 3 heavy hitters, and then I would not be surprised if all the other pastries in the pastry cabinet are literally made of like resin or plastic. Like one day maybe I'll fucking go in there and be like, hey, give me the chocolat suisse. And they're gonna be like, I'll be right back. He ordered the fucking chocolat suisse. He ordered the chocolate sweets. What should we do? Oh, you don't want the chocolate sweets today. It's not. They're not good today. We actually baked them yesterday. Wouldn't you be happier with a ham and cheese croissant? No, I'll take the financier. The what? I don't have anywhere else to go with that one, but I got a guy you might like. Want to hear? Yeah, absolutely. One second. Let me commit your name to the cache. Numbanils. Okay, Numbanils. Do you mind if I flip while I look? Guy who eats ass because it's good for your gut biome. Is he anything? I think there's something to that. I think it needs to be built out a little bit, but yeah, I think there's something to that. I think that could be part of a guy who's so concerned with health and wellness that he's always like in the first couple of, because if it's a sketch comedy, the first couple of things he's like, oh, I've been eating a lot of cottage cheese. Not sorry, Chiblee. I've been eating a lot of cottage cheese lately. I think it's really good for your biome. And then the next guy goes like, oh, you know what I've been eating? I've actually been eating like prebiotics that you keep in the fridge. Yeah, it's just a bottle full of bacteria, but it's so good for your gut biome. And then the third guy doesn't know what to say. So he goes, you know what I've been doing? I've been eating a lot of ass. If you could find a way to build it so that the escalation makes sense. Yeah, and then you could play with it. Yeah, and actually the thing is, you would think like, oh, it's ass, I want to eat a clean ass. But actually it's the dirtiest asses that are the best for your gut biome. Yeah. No, it's really good. You should try it. It could work, man. I think there's something to that. Or I think I don't know. Instead of being a guy's capstone, it could also be one element of a broader guy. But that's not the kind of stuff that I really naturally gravitate towards. What would 10 years ago NL say about this bit? I don't know. What would 10 years ago you say about this bit? Probably fucking goo goo gaga or some shit like that. What would I say about this shit 10 years ago? I'd probably be doing like a video essay about, oh, did you hear that EA went private? What are the ramifications for Battlefield 6? Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. They don't know who we are. They don't care about us at all. We're nothing to them. We're line items on a spreadsheet, at best. That's all I got. Guy who DoorDashes popsicles. That's interesting. You know what? You'd have to find a restaurant that sells popsicles. Oh, no, I guess you could DoorDash it from a grocery store, but I don't know, because the thing is, what you've made up is funny. But I still think real guy who DoorDashes movie theater popcorn is funnier than anything you could make up almost. I've done that. Prezzo, it's so bad. I just want to give you some space to explain. I guess what you're going to say is you're craving popcorn. And the popcorn from the movie is like a big... It's a big bag or bucket, I guess. So, but it's got to, by the time Uber Eats from the Cineplex arrives, you got to be like in for $30 or something just for the popcorn. Hang on, I got to see this Dan message. My wife has a friend who goes into the movie just to buy the popcorn. She's single. The she's single hits like a truck. But like, so she buys a ticket to the movie. Like she has to get through the gate, right, in order to buy the popcorn. Or does she just go to the theater to buy the popcorn? Like how's it set up? Buying a $10 movie ticket, she skips the ticket and goes to the popcorn truck. That's less bad than buying a ticket and then getting the popcorn. And I think it's much less bad than door dashing it. I was gonna say door jockeying. Wait, this could be the one. I think that's very idiosyncratic, but I don't think that's that bad. I worked at a movie theater when Uber Eats blew up. We had one guy who ordered almost every day, sometimes twice. He'd get a large with triple butter and a bag of Maltesers and ask for them to be dumped in the popcorn almost every single time. Was he like an English professor over Zoom? You know what I'm saying? Was his daughter played by Sydney Sweeney? That's crazy. That also is like, there's got to be like $70 in DoorDash a day, not to mention the popcorn. It's Sadie Sink, not Sydney Sweeney. I'm not the guy who's discovering that these are two different people. Guy who's discovering Sydney Sweeney wasn't in The Whale, because the only thing I've seen in The Whale is the picture. You know the picture. So that's the picture. And then this part, that's the only two things I've seen from The Whale. That's all I know. What's the picture? That's the best I can. I'm doing the picture as hard as I can. You know what I'm talking about? I think you had to be on social media in like 2020 or 2021 to understand I don't know when the fuck that movie came out. It might have been 2022. But for like the 9 months before The Whale came out, there would be a tweet like every 10 seconds that would be like, critics at the Venice International Film Festival are praising Brendan Fraser's return to form for Darren Aronofsky's The Whale. And it would just be this picture every time. And that's true, him passing you the blunt. I forgot about that one. Anyway. Still moving on. I feel like the ant with the sack meme because I'm missing the face. Are you talking about Bindle Ant? What the hell is a Chiblee polycule? I don't have an answer for that, Chiblee, but let me know when you find out. I gotta know. I would love to meet a Chiblee viewer IRL, man. You are one? Yeah, but I'm not like a Chiblee viewer. I'm like a guy who watches Chiblee. I want to meet a Chiblee viewer. Chiblee, did you like, by the way, when you were typing in phrases into Google with Chiblee in them and then auto-completing them? And you typed, how did Chiblee? And then one of the top was, how did Chiblee meet Northern Lion? And I typed in chat, I'm the one who Googled that. I'm the one who Googled that. I thought that was fucking good. I said, that was me. I said, that one was me. Sorry. Hand up. That's me. Just shooting the breeze, man. Shooting the fucking breeze, flipping a coin. This is what it's all about, man. By the way, Chibley and Dan, maybe we could get all three of us on this fucking shit. I had a great idea for, and it's very inspired by this, and I talked about it on Tuesday or Wednesday. I had a great idea for an app. Okay? It was Wednesday. It was Monday now that I think about it. Okay, ready? The app is so simple, and that's why it works. It's literally just an app where you flip a coin. It shows the animation of the coin flipping, and then it has a number, and the number is your streak. And that's it. That's the whole fucking app. There's no share, there's no subscription, there's no venture capital. But what it is you start flexing. It's the app is secondary to us creating, like seeding the mimetic element of it in the culture. So you could like show up to your friend's house and be like, yo, check this shit out. And just rip, boom, check it out. I got an 11 streak right now. I got an 11 streak right now. You dare me to flip it? No, you're not flip worthy. You're not flip worthy. No. We're not that close. We ain't that. If we were tight, if we went way back, I'd flip it for you. I'd risk it for you if we were best friends, but you're just like, I don't even really know who you are. I'm not going to flip it. I'm not flipping for you. You're not flip worthy. Imagine this app at a bar with the boys. Bro, can you imagine? Can you imagine just tapping a beautiful woman on the shoulder and being like, excuse me, I'm on 13 flips. Would you do me the honor? You know she would be like, could be huge. Could be fucking huge, man. Just think about it. It would work on me. It would work on them. Look, man. And then she fucking flips tails and you go, what the fuck did you do? What of you were supposed to flip heads? It took me like 10 days to get that streak. I gave it to you so you would flip heads. You flip tails. Could be the move, man. Could be the fucking move. BRB. But the thing is that like making the app is so easy. But I would like to put some sauce on the animation. The thing we have to do is we might have to do $1 million in sponsored activations with cool streamers in order to get them to start making it like a mimetic thing. Hey, Ghost Pepper, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. And Valorant, yeah. God, this could be fucking sick, man. Could be so fucking sick. Why aren't you increasing the odds? I am increasing the odds by flipping as fast as I can. That's why I'm not flipping slow. I gotta put some respect on you for the Zone 2 running bit. I've resisted for like 3 weeks, I think, this joke about running in Zone 2 of the London Underground. I think I gotta give it to you. Your persistence has paid off. What's the joke? There's zones in the London Metro, and as you get further away from the city, you move from Zone 1 to Zone 2. Look at them, Dan. They're trying to tear us apart. Can you try Mega Bonk? It's the actual game of the year. Seems right up your alley. They're literally so bad at baiting. You can bait me. I'm easily baitable. As we've said, I'm the type of fish that would brag about getting the bait. But you can't just be like, what are your thoughts on Mega Bonk? At a minimum, you got to say something like, when you beat this, will you play Mega Bonk? That's something that I might respond to. Because what it looks like to me is you typing that, you're feigning weakness. And I might mistake your feigned weakness for real weakness. And then when I take the bait and I say something like, you positively rube-facient juvenile chatter, Mega Bonk isn't a real game. You don't do anything in Mega Bonk. You walk around. At least in this, there's some gameplay. You have some impact on things. You can vary the speed at which you flip the coin. You actually have an impact on your environment instead of saying, oh, I'm just going to squeeze right by you. We're not the type of fella to squeeze right by you. We're the type of fella who might barrel right through you and flip a coin on top of you and say, and stay down. Okay, so I might fall for that because I just fell for my own fucking bait. But you can't just throw it out there. Cam Scatterbo, that is pretty Cam Scatterbo. All these Cam Scatterbo bits are gonna be so melancholy when he breaks his neck on the field, like week 9 and has to retire. Let's go. Librarian posts a Cam Scatterbo compilation of all the times we talked about him. Why would you say that? Bro, he runs into people with his fucking head, and they weigh like 380 pounds with 6% body fat. I'm not wishing evil on him. I'm just observing what's happening. Dan, I gotta ask you, by the way, so I'm not a huge football strategy guy. I just know that if I were the coach, I'd be airing that thing out. I would not be handing it off. Because like a good run is like 8 yards and a good pass is like a 90-yard touchdown. So I would be throwing it at least 95% of the time. Maybe on like 3rd and 2, you might convince me to do a run. But this is all secondary to my question, okay? My question is, why do they keep running it into the defensive line and the linebackers? Are they stupid? You should never run towards those guys. Those are big guys who want to tackle you, bro. You should either hand it off and then have him run to the outside, or you should fucking pitch it and have him go way outside, bro. I don't know what kind of individuals are out here like, oh, I've got a great play. Let's pass the ball to the running back and then run him into the 5 biggest people I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, he's injured. Nobody could have possibly predicted that. You gotta send it to the outside, man. You gotta send it to the outside. Whoa, 1 second. Pull up. Daniel.
Yo.
I can't wait to hear a football strategian tell me that it's a good idea to run into the 400-pound guys who want to tackle you.
Okay, so here's the situation, and people are going to be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I interned for the Lions. I coached Division I football
Appeal
for 2 years.
Appeal to authority.
I coached high school football for 10 years. I'm looking at 3 state title championship trophies on my shelf right now. So you say, hey, why does the offensive coordinator keep calling plays for Cam Scatterbo to run into a 350-pound 3 technique? Well, here's the reason why. The reason why is a couple of things are happening. Rule number 1 is they got guys too. They got players too. So if you got a 350-pound 0 technique, 1 technique, he scoops the guard, you can't do that. But what you can do is you can call a trap. So this is like setting the bait here, Ryan Gary. So you got a 350-pound, say 3 technique that just eating your right guard up, just nom, 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 nom. So what you do is you call a trap. So you send that right guard down, he double teams to the fence, gets to the backer, then the left guard comes and pulls around because the 3 technique's like, no one's blocking me. I got a free path to the running back. I see Cam Scatterbo, then boom, he gets ear-holed and he gets trapped. And then you see little Cam Scatterbo go 95 yards for a touchdown. And then they run it again. and again and again. So from the outside standpoint, I get it, Ryan Gary. It's like, yo, why are they running this? Why are they running this? It's a chess game, man, and I know you can appreciate that. But at the end of the day, they got guys too is the answer.
Daniel, thank you for your illuminating discussion. That's much to think about.
No problem. I'll draw it up for you in paint and I'll send it to you too. But keep flipping, man. I love watching it. See you, bud.
Thank you. I heard all that, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what the guards and the tackles do. It seems like they basically just put a big guy out there, and then the defense goes, I'll match you. I'll put out an even larger man. So it just seems to me like football would be better if they just got rid of both the offensive and the defensive line, because they don't seem to do it. They just cancel out. Like everybody else on the field is playing football, and these guys are sumo wrestling the whole time. Like it doesn't really make sense to me, like what they're doing. But I'll tell you the other thing is that he's made me think. Okay, here's what I would do instead. Okay, because apparently passing the ball 95% of the time is not. It's too predictable. What I would do instead, I would actually run 95% of the time, like the 49ers are likely to do tonight. But then the other 5% of the time, and sit your ass down for this, get ready. The other 5% of the time, play action. So they're like, oh, another run. Oh, no. Oh, no, 99-yard touchdown for Jordan Addison. 99-yard touchdown because we thought that it was going to be another run. Oh, no. They should try it, man. They should try it. They should punt on second down. They'd never expect it. Low key, though, how sick would it be if it was like 2nd and 6 and they brought out the punting unit and ran a fake punt play on a fake punt on 2nd and 5. Yeah. And they're like, whoa, what the hell? They're punting. And then you're like, surprise, our punter's throwing the ball. And it's intercepted. It's been intercepted and run back for a touchdown. Could be sick, though. The Titans should do that shit just to see what would happen. Dude, listen, Sleeper, you can keep making the Titans color like orange as if I give a shit what their run defense is like. Buddy, if I've got a player and they're going up against the Titans, they're not on the bench. Let me tell you that much, okay? I've learned my lesson. Anybody in my lineup who has versus TEN or at TEN, they're starting. It's that simple. I don't give a shit. Oh, actually, the DBs are pretty strong. They've only given up 1.7 PPR points. But no, they're starting. They're fucking starting. Get this man a true. The flea flicker has aura. What game was it? Was it count? No, because that one ended in a tie. It might have been Jets Dolphins, where because the Jets were on like their own 3 and they only had time for one play, so the QB passed it to a guy. And then that guy was about to get tackled, so he started hitting like laterals to another guy who started running. And then that guy was about to get tackled, so he hit another lateral to like another guy. Why don't they just do that on like every play? Like on a lot of plays, it seems like they just are like, oh, I'm being tackled. Here I go, I've been tackled. Fuck that, bro. Every throw should be a touchdown. You should be, oh, shit, Darren Sharper, here, you take it. And then fucking haul it off to the other guy, man. Give him a chance. You don't want to get tackled by Darren Sharper. If they drop the pass, it's a live ball. Well, that's what fucking practice is for, bro. By the way, as a kid who like played Madden and then watched football, I had no appreciation for the amount of athleticism and skill that it takes to play professional football. As an adult who is now older than like 98% of the National Football League's active players, it's a miracle that the game can take place. And I'm not even talking about the risk of injury, which is obviously like insanely high, but it's like the fact that the fucking quarterback will be like, that guy sprinting 32 yards away, and he throws a fucking perfect spiral, unless he's Cam Ward. And then the DB like puts his hands up to try to get it, and it just like grazes the fingertips, and the wide receiver, like without even looking, is just like, thunk, I got it. That's crazy, man. It's unbelievable. Except unless they drop the pass, and then you're like, what are you doing? The fuck are you gotta have that. And you're like, look, I got a guy, I got a 23-year-old, 6'8", 240-pound DB on me, bro. I'm trying. I literally got to look at the ball for like an eighth of a second before it landed. Oh my, there he goes dropping another pass. Running backs are insane though. I feel like that's like, you're like signing up to die. I don't think Scatterbo figured it out, man. I think he's gonna break his fucking neck. I don't wish it on him. I'm just saying, like, he's running into people with his head down, man. Dan, I don't know if you're still here, by the way, but I bet it feels good as fuck to break a tackle. I've never broken a tackle in my life, but I bet it feels good as fuck to be like running really fast, and then a bigger guy like tries to get you, but because of your momentum, you just kind of like parry him, like tech him, boom. And the longer it's been since I've seen the clip of Marshawn Lynch, the more insane it gets in my memory. Like now in my head, it's like, I'm being so sincere. Now in, like you see the clip and you're like, that clip's crazy. Now in my head, he has the ball and the dude's about to tackle him and he stomps the field. And like by stomping the field, everybody gets like off balance and knocked over. And then he continues running to the end zone. He did Earthshaker's ult, man. Like when you hit the trampoline at the wrong time. And yeah, that's so true. And your knees buckle. I bet sacking a quarterback feels good too. I'm just here. Listen, I've been watching ball for like 4 weeks. I'm starting to learn a little bit. They're getting a little soft with the taunting penalties, don't you think? Also, everyone's gonna like that one. I don't think anybody's gonna like this one. But they gotta lighten up on the roughing the passer penalties. Not a lot, but just a little bit. I'm sorry if I and I'm the linebacker. I'm gonna eat your lunch on this one. If I'm coming in at a full sprinting speed, and the quarterback is like and throws in like an instant, in like the flap of a hummingbird's wings, he releases the ball as I'm jumping towards him, and I push him over, and they're like, "That's a roughing the passer." If that's roughing the passer, then you can't hit the quarterback. Because if you go to sack the quarterback, he can just pass the ball, roughing the passer. You should not be allowed to hit the kicker or the punter, though, because that's literally like a health and safety violation. Only kickers and punters should be allowed to tackle other kickers and punters. If the punter is running the ball somehow, you should have to push him out of bounds. But the taunting is crazy. The whole thing, you want taunting, man. That was like the best we've had in almost an hour, I think. Half the reason Mahomes is so good is because he exploits that. Well, that's what pisses me off, because I have him on my fantasy team, but you don't get any points for being awesome at getting roughing the passer penalties. It's the same reason originally I was pissed off that I was starting George Pickens, because I was like, the dude just is a magnet for DPI, but like that doesn't, how does that fucking help me beat Exa in the fantasy league? It doesn't. But then he woke up and he caught a couple of long balls. Can I get 5? It doesn't have to be 10, just 5. Whatever. Somebody get that for AJ Brown. Football is so funny, man. What is it like? He caught 2 passes last week and then posted on Instagram a Bible verse that was like, if people aren't fucking with you, don't worry about them, just leave them behind. And then everyone was like, AJ, are you okay? And he was like, oh yeah, that wasn't about football. he tweeted it like 3 minutes after the game ended or whatever, and he was like, that was about some other shit. That wasn't about football. That was about some other shit I'm going through. Whatever. There's one. That's all we need, man. You think Gordon Ramsay is also... I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. First off, what you wrote wasn't even that bad, but I read it wrong twice, and it wasn't good enough for me to repeat it after reading it wrong twice. Like, honestly, that's fucked up. It sucks for you. Because it would have been like an okay thing to read out loud, but like after I fucked it up twice, I can't read it again. It's just too much. Hang on. Lineman tweet, lol, nice one, dudes. RB tweet, complaints. Wide receiver tweet, I am a child of God and will conquer all adversity. Well, but you can sort of understand it, right? Because, like, if you're a running back, you're getting the ball all the time. If you're RB1, you're touching the ball like 30% of plays. If you're RB2, you're touching it like 10% of plays. If you're a wide receiver, you only touch the ball when someone says, give that guy the ball. That's tough, man. I will say it's crazy to me that anyone would pass the ball to a tight end. You literally have faster guys on the team that have run further away from this line of scrimmage. Don't pass it to your... Why would you pass to your tight end for 6 yards? Well, you know what? I was going to Vikings post, but to be honest with you, Hawkinson, I mean, that's why Carson Wentz is the GOAT, man. He's not... He sees Justin Jefferson going out for 30 yards. He sees Jordan Addison going out for 60 yards. And then he sees TJ Hawkinson that's like 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage going, I'm open. And he says, fuck that guy. Let it fly. Oh, shit, it got intercepted. What the fuck? I've heard you're the Sarah Palin of streamers. Yep, I'd say so. In the sense that everyone thinks I'm stupid, but actually I'm playing 4D chess. Actually, I'm maybe one of the smartest people there is. You can see Russia from your house. Kinda. Not from my house, but if I drive south a little bit. No, you know what? If I went outside on a clear day, it's possible I could see Mount Baker. I think. I don't really know. I'm doing Google Earth in my head right. Yeah, see, someone in chat said you could see Mount Baker. I think I could probably see Mount Baker. It is tall. You're not wrong. You're not right. Honestly, a lot of people in chat not getting the joke. I sentence you to 350,000 coin flips. Then you'll start. After you finish that, not only will you get the joke, you'll say, give me 500,000 more. Put me down for another 500,000. Brother, you're at like 2,000 flips. That's huge. So what is that, like 5% of the way there? Wonder if do you think you could play this on controller? That would be even better. Oh, dude! Clip that! 1:06 p.m. on Thursday, discovering the X button works instead of the fucking space bar. Holy shit! Oh, sorry, I unplugged my shocks, man. Give me a sec. I got so excited, I unplugged my shocks. Sorry, I unplugged my bone-conducting headphones. Sorry, guys, sorry. Sorry, I was charging my bone-conducting headphones there, but I accidentally unplugged them. Oh, it would have been so crazy to win right there. How's the ear? Ever since I got it flushed, I can hear better, and I don't get any, like, ear fluid stuck in there, but it did not save my life, I'm sorry to say. It basically, getting the shit taken out of my ear mostly just helped with my ear. It didn't, like, make me any taller. Ear fluid? I had a ball of impacted earwax stuck in my left ear canal that was, like, wider than the ear canal. But then they took it out with like a vacuum cleaner, basically. Probably took out a little bit of my brain too, which is fine. It was only $75. What do you expect? Did it feel good? Yes. At first, it made me feel really dizzy when it was like being dislodged. But then as I felt it starting to, like the audiologist got some purchase and started to be able to wrench it out, it felt fucking euphoric, sincerely. It was it's a very bizarre feeling, but also a very euphoric feeling. But I don't know, that earwax might have been in there for like a decade. How'd you know that was your problem? I gamed the Canadian medical system, essentially. I knew I had impacted earwax. I contacted many audiologists, almost all of whom said, oh yeah, we don't do earwax removal. So I went to an audiologist, I swear this is true. I went to an I was asking the other audiologists what to do. And they were like, oh, we suggest you go to a walk-in clinic, which is basically like telling you to suck them off. Because to go to a walk-in clinic and be like, my ear's dirty, it's like, I don't know if you've been to a walk-in clinic, at least where I live in like the last 10 years. You have to get there an hour before the clinic even opens to have a chance. And then because your shit is like not that serious, they're going to triage you for hours and hours and hours. Because people are coming in with like, their legs have been crushed by like cinder blocks in workplace accidents and shit like that. So like basically they're just saying, not my problem. So I said, okay, motherfucker. And then they said, well, you can make an appointment with your primary care provider, and then they'll refer you to and I said, okay, motherfucker, because that, again, is like you go to the online portal that my doctor's changed 9 different times. Like I can't get an appointment with my doctor. I've made 9 different accounts on various like software as a service, online calendar apps to try to get an appointment. They were like, oh, we don't have any availability for like 2 months. So I said, okay, I see what you're basically saying. That's not my problem. So I found an audiologist that did free hearing tests. And then I came in as a 36-year-old, and they basically said, what are you doing here? You're 36. And then I went, oh, my wife's complaining that sometimes I have to ask her to repeat things. And they said, well, let's sit you down and take a look. And then she put the otoscope in my right ear and said, this one's pretty good. And then she put it in my left ear and went, there's your problem right there. You've got a lot of impacted earwax. Can you come back next week so I can get it out? And I said, oh, if you think it's necessary. Problem solved. She didn't make me do the whole hearing test, though. And she was like, your hearing's fine. And I was like, who would have thought? Like, I think she knew. She was like, I see what you did there. And I was like, you are a gentlewoman and a scholar. Good ma'am, you have won the internet today. So it might work for you too. I don't know. Rocker Trump getting a hearing test. Repeat after me. Repeat after me, Chimley. Kafifi. Kafifi, Chimley. Did they say Kafifi? Is that what they said? I heard Kafifi. Can you play that again? Kelsey Plum eating popcorn. They wanted her dead, man. They wanted her dead for eating the popcorn like that. I don't know what's wrong with people, man. They wanted. She was making people really angry with the popcorn, man. Why though? Oh, I get it, because she was going. It made me a little bit mad, but not as mad as like the average alcoholic sports gambling addict that's on X the Everything app. WNBA has been pissing me off though. How the fuck are the Phoenix Mercury in the finals, bro? They literally deprived us of the dream finals just by, I don't know, playing basketball as good as they can. Pissing me off. We need that Lynx Aces finals, bro. We need Collier versus Wilson. Anyway, anybody but the Liberty. I don't really have a team. Huge. 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 Oh, that's why you play the game, and that's why you fucking watch. Holy shit. Dude, I'm buzzing. I'm fucking buzzing. When I was at 50% chance, I didn't fucking feel like that. I didn't feel like that. Holy shit, we're fun maxing, man. Oh my God. This is a crazy streak.